This is Mr. Shope. I'm gonna do practice problem number 12 from your practice problems today. Okay, here's the problem, what it looks like right here. In the information it gives you, it says this angle 1 right here is 3x plus 15. Gives you angle 2 and angle 3. And you have to solve for the variables x and y. Here's how I approach a problem. Number one, I always write down a list of what the checklist is for lines that are congruent. Here's my congruent angles: vertical, alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, and my supplementary angle that I'm going to use as a tool is linear pair. So the first thing I want to do is I want to solve for one of these variables. Choose one, x or y. The easiest one is going to be x. And both of these angles right here, you can see have an x in them. This has an x, this has an x. And that's it. First one, the 3x plus 15 is angle 1. The 4x minus 5 is angle 2. So what I'm going to try to do is say, hey, what's the relationship between angle 1 and angle 2? If I put a dot right here and say this is a 4-corner intersection and we're driving cars. This is top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. 1 and 2 are both in the position of top left. Therefore, they're corresponding angles. 1 and 2 are corresponding angles. Corresponding means that they're congruent. Congruent means that they're equal. All that means in math terms is I can set them equal to each other. We can set them equal to each other like this, and now I can solve for x. This is an easy solve for x. I want to get all my x's on one side, so I'll subtract 4x from both sides. We talked about this yesterday. This says plus 4x, minus 4x, this cancels out. To move something across the equal sign, I switch the sign. Okay, I gotta switch the sign to the 4x. 3 minus 4x is just negative x. Okay, if I have $3 in the bank, I take 4 out, I'm gonna have negative 1. Okay, now I wanna get the 15 on the other side. I'm gonna subtract 15 from both sides. This is negative 20 equals negative x. I can't have a negative x, I can't have a negative variable. Whenever you see a negative in front of your variable, you want to multiply everything through by negative 1. That just changes the signs. Multiplying through by negative 1 just changes the signs. It makes that x positive and the 20 positive. So our x equals 20. Okay, our x equals 20. If I substitute 20 in here, I'm going to have 4 times 20 minus 5. 4 times 20 is 80. 80 minus 5 is 75. So now it's just telling me this angle 2 right here is 75 degrees, okay? We went in there, we found x, we substituted x into this equation, 4x minus 5. We found x is 20, substituted in that equation. Now, if I look at the relationship between, we gotta find y, so I need to find a relationship between this angle and this angle. Over here, the 75 and the 3, if I put a dot right here and say what's the relationship, they're both corresponding angles too because they're both top left. 75 is top left, 3 is top left. That's top right, bottom left, bottom right. Top right, bottom left, bottom right. They're both top right, so they're corresponding angles too. So I can set these equal to each other. I can set the 75 equal to 5y. Why? Because they're, by the rules of math, they're congruent. Congruent means equal. Now, we talked about this in an earlier video. When things are side by side like that, that means multiply. So we're multiplying 5 times y. The opposite of multiply is divide. Okay? So if we divide 75 by 5, 75 divided by 5, we're going to have 15. Okay, y equals 15. There's both of my variables. I solved for both of my variables. Thank you.